Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rivals. Rivals has arrived, and we're going to the Green Bay Packers. And poor, woe is me, Clay Matthews. I feel so sorry for this guy. I really do. And I'm even a quarterback. I don't know what to tell him. Maybe it's like put flags on the quarterbacks, and if you pull the flags, he's down. Maybe it's two-hand touch. I honestly don't know, but I feel sorry for this guy in what he has had to endure. This past week, it just cracked me up because he was, you could see he was trying not to have roughing the passer, and he just couldn't help himself. He just couldn't help himself. And the issue with all of this, it's not Clay Matthews. It's not anyone else. It's really the fact that when you actually sack a quarterback, you have to land on top of him. And there's this interpretation of the rule that actually says if you land on them with your full force, it's actually a penalty. Well, here's the thing, okay? You got to remember this, people. Please remember this. And I will bet that the NFL is going to review this and they're going to make some modifications because they got to get back to the intent. And the intent of this rule, if you remember, there was a very violent hit on Jim McMahon, and it's been known as one of the dirtiest plays in NFL history. And if you talk to any defensive lineman, and if they're going to be honest with you, which most of them won't, but if they're honest with you, they will tell you that when they have the quarterback wrapped up, where his arms can't move, and you're taking him to the ground, you intend to try to make his shoulder hit the ground first. And then all of your weight goes right through his body and it all hits on that joint in the shoulder, and it's a guaranteed separation every single time. That's the intent of this rule. If you look at Clay Matthews, the intent of him actually going right through the middle of the quarterback and the quarterback lands on his back and him actually landing on top of him, it's not going to take the quarterback out of the game. It's not going to cause injury to any quarterback. That was the intent of this rule. It's when you're defenseless, you can't brace yourself to fall to the ground, and the guy has you wrapped up and he tries to drive your shoulder into the ground with the intent of hurting you. And I don't believe any of these plays that they have called for roughing the passer have had the intent to hurt the player and get them out of the game. I don't believe that at all. But unfortunately, the way the rule is being interpreted, that's the problem here. And it really is. It's not Clay Matthews. It's not anything he's doing. I mean, he's actually trying not to do it, and he's still doing it. And it's just hilarious. And the NFL and its officials need to calm down a little bit. We're all so caught up in this, you got to protect everyone. I get it. I get what they're trying to do here. But this is not something that's going to destroy quarterbacks' careers or really injure them or even get them out of a game. I mean, most of the time, as he's going to the ground, he's actually releasing him. His hands are coming away from him, and that, quite frankly, that's putting more weight on the quarterback. But it's intended to actually let the quarterback kind of brace himself as he falls to the ground, and that's not a malicious act. And that's where you have to interpret it as, when it's malicious. When Ndamukong Suh is stepping on someone's hand or their head, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious when guys are trying to take the quarterback out of the game. And don't be fooled. They're taught to do that. I guarantee you, if they have any small opportunity to get a quarterback out of the game, they'll do it. But it's just a little bit harder these days than it used to be. So everyone, calm down. Look for intent. And Clay Matthews, I know that it's hard for you, but settle down. You'll be okay, and this will all go away soon. I promise you, the NFL will figure this one out because it's ridiculous. And everyone's up in arms about it. We're not hurting anyone. We're not putting anyone in jeopardy. All right? Rivals has now arrived, and it's time to go. And we want to go watch NFL football, and it's okay if they tackle each other. We kind of like that a little bit, just as long as we don't hurt them for life. We get that. So text Rivals to 65537. Go to all those social sites and like us. Dial us in on that smartphone of yours. This episode of Rivals is now over, so go home. Just go home. We'll catch you soon.